In a couple years from now, certainly we're going to be at that point, or maybe 5, 10 years from now, where businesses are going to run themselves by AI. What the situation we're in right now is, it's not, as far as I know, there is no business that runs without some sort of human intervention. Now, my business, we have 14 people, but we operate at a level, we produce at a level of, I would say, 200 to 300, if not more, people would produce just a year or two ago. And so I would say that AI, it it's leverage. It's not at the level yet where businesses can run themselves, but it is at the level where anybody can 10 times their productivity and progress.
Hello, Sam. It's so nice to have you on the show today. How are you doing?
I'm doing very well. Thank you for having me.
Beautiful, and thank you so very much for being here. You see, I truly appreciate you. And you see, Sam, oftentimes I love to thank my guest for two things. And I do this so often to the point where it has become my anthem. So, firstly, Sam, I want to say thank you so very much for investing in yourself. You see, you are on this platform right now because you did invest it in yourself. And oftentimes, my man, I love to make reference to the amazing mango tree. You see, some couple of months back, I was on a particular road, and just by the roadside, Sam, there was this very tall, unattractive mango tree. And I used the word unattractive because the mango tree's got no mangoes on it, and the leaves were all dry. So I just walked past it and I went my way. But you see, Sam, just recently I was on that same road. And this time around, a lot's changed about the mango tree, you see. The mango tree caught my attention pretty good from a distance. And immediately I got the urge to move so close to it, of which I did. And it wowed me. Because now the mango tree's got a lot of mangoes on it. Beautiful green leaves and healthy branches. And not just mangoes now, Sam. I'm talking about ripe mangoes. It was such a lovely experience that day, and I was so excited. Here is my point. The fact that you dedicated your time, energy, and resources to becoming the amazing Sam that you are today, that alone has made it impossible for me to skip you. And that's why you got the request from me to be on the show because I was attracted to the fruit of all that you're doing, your philosophies, your insight, the impact your work is having, and now you are offering the solution, Sam. These stuffs are beautiful. And just before I sent you that request, I said to myself, I've got to benefit from these beautiful things Sam is doing. And not only me now, because I don't want to be selfish, and even with the audience. And here we are today with the incredible Sam. So thank you so very much for doing that to yourself. And secondly, thank you for saying yes to the invite. Because if you had said nope, there was nothing Elisha could do about it. Thanks so much, Sam.
Happy to be here.
Beautiful. So let's get started. You see, I am quite excited to have you on the show today for some reasons. Firstly, my interest in knowledge seeking. I believe in order for one to transition from a terrible situation to that of a beautiful one, Sam, I believe it takes the application of knowledge, quality information, and not just knowledge now, but the application of it. And you see, my man, ever since I discovered that light in the Hebrew means knowledge and darkness, ignorance, I've been so keen to knowledge seeking.
Absolutely.
Wow, yeah. Why? Because I do not want to remain in the dark. So that's going to make our conversation today very important to me and even to the listeners. And the second reason why I'm excited to have the amazing Sam on the show is for the sake of the audience. You see, my man, we live in an age where information is as abundant as grains of sand. We've got a lot of information flying out there. So these folks trust me for quality, eye-opening, and very important information, of which I am totally convinced, Sam, that our conversation is going to be insightful and impactful. So, for that reason, Sam, let's get started with your introduction. Talk to us about your personal or your professional journey, because right now we are so curious. We want to know how Sam got here. Then afterwards, I've gotten some beautiful questions for you. Okay, Sam, over to you.
Well, I would say that was very well spoken. That's something not many people know about, that light is really light is love. And it's information and education and knowledge which can level us up. And so for me, I dropped out of school when I was 14 years old. My dad was a doctor, and I had a really, really hard time in school. They even said at one point I had a learning disability. So when I dropped out of school, I became a salesman, and I spent my evenings in the library. And I have read probably more books than 99.9% of people in the world. When I say more books, I mean I was at one point reading a book a day for 40 or 50 days. I've read over 100 books a year for the last 12 or 15 years. So with every book that I read, or anybody reads, you gain a new perspective. You go into that book, and by the time you come out, you're really a different person. It's the lens in which you see the world. And where one person will look at their surroundings and see a dismal world with no opportunities, another person with a different perspective and experience is going to know, look, there's a million things I can do right now to make money
Mm,
or to live a good life. Um, it's just, you know, our perspective is reality. Perception is reality.
mm. Perception is reality. Wow. And in other words, perception is everything. Where some might be seeing impossibilities, others might be seeing a pool of opportunities for growth, financial stability, or improvement. I got that. And I've got to clap for you, man. That's a beautiful one.
Thank you.
So let's get started, all right? And I love the fact that you are so committed to acquiring information. You mentioned that you got to a point where you were reading a book a day. Like you finish a book in a day. That's amazing. I tell you. And that's a beautiful one. So let's get started with this, and I'm quite curious about this question. So, what do you mean by the age of abundance?
Yeah. So we are living in a time where there's more opportunity for everyone. Um, and I think I look around, and I certainly don't see more people than usual taking advantage of opportunities. And I think probably the reason for that is two reasons. One, they've got their perspective and they're not seeing, because they're used to failure and whatnot. But two, because there's a lot of decision fatigue. um, but I always tell my employees, sometimes I'll have an employee say, "Oh, that's not my expertise. I can't do that." And I say, "Look, yes, you can do anything. You have AI. That's not acceptable here. We are in an era where anybody can do anything. If somebody asks me, 'Hey, build a rocket ship,' if there was a reason for it, I would say, okay, give me 2 days. Um, because, as you said, knowledge is power. Um, Knowledge, education, information is light, and lack of information is darkness. And, it was once said to me, uncertainty is what causes anxiety, and it's this knowledge which creates power and creates movement. And so it's really, information is an energy that drives us forward, and AI is how we access that information. And getting that information is a matter of asking the right questions. Ask and you shall receive.
Hmm, asking the right questions. I got that.
Yep.
Can you still hear me?
And
Beautiful.
so yeah, so when I say we're in an age of abundance, we are. And my job is to wake people up to that. And the students that we've had, we help everybody who comes our way. I'm not going to say that everybody comes our way gets rich, because that's not the reality of it. That's not everybody's goal. But we help people utilize AI and utilize the power of infinite intelligence and knowledge. Because nowadays, you don't need to read a book if you want to learn. In fact, I haven't read anything but fiction for the last 3 or 4 months, because I have these tools of infinite knowledge. It would be a waste of my time to go and pick up a nonfiction book, when the best way to learn is AI.
Hmm. Hmm. I think I got that. So what about this one? How can AI help a business run itself?
Well, I get that question a lot. And, I would say in a couple years from now, certainly we're going to be at that point, or maybe 5, 10 years from now, where businesses are going to run themselves by AI. What the situation we're in right now is, it's not, as far as I know, there is no business that runs without some sort of human intervention. Now, uh, my business, we have 14 people, but we operate at a level, we produce at a level of, I would say, 200 to 300, if not more, people would produce just, a year or two ago. And so I would say that AI, it it's leverage. It's not at the level yet where businesses can run themselves, but it is at the level where anybody can 10 times their productivity and progress.
In progress. I got that. And I have the same feeling. I believe in 5 to 10 years time, AI will be way bigger than it is right now. Okay, so let's say we've got some small business owners who would also like to automate their their companies. How can they go about it? Is that possible?
Well, I think that, yes, certainly. And so I want to make a distinction here where AI itself isn't an automation, but I mean, to some degree it is, but AI really helps you build these automations. Um, for example, customer service. One of the nifty things we use AI for is when we have the emails come in, AI will scan these emails and craft a reply based on that. We have the same thing for text messages. So it will take some of that load off of humans. Now, the other thing, of course, the most important thing for any business is content creation. Because that's what drives sales at the end of the day, getting your message out there, creating content to establish yourself or your company as a leader in your space. And so you've got the content creation for both your entire company's message, but also your advertising. Any type of content, videos, images, and I think that's one of the most useful things with AI right now. And we've had the most advancements there over the last several months.
Hmm. Wow, I got it as well. And I think mindset plays an important role in all of this. So what mindset do folks need in order to profit from AI?
Well, I think that was excellently said, and I couldn't agree more that 99% of succeeding now more than ever is mindset. Because the thing is we're all stuck in this mindset of, in fact, I still have to catch myself today. When a problem approaches me, my first instinct is, oh, let me ask them, or let me find someone I can hire, and I'll be stuck on this for like a day. But then we all full of doing anything, of answering any question, solving any problem. And so the mindset that we need to have is anything is possible, and anything. And so, it's time to this is the time to set big goals, because with big goals, big goals especially, all right, never before in history have every single person in the world have such amazing opportunities. That's the thing, is no matter what country you're in, no matter what neighborhood you're from, no matter who you are, what education background you have, how old you are, it doesn't matter. If you have access to Chat GPT, that's what I use. You have the same opportunity as the doctor who just graduated from Stanford.
Mm. And that's so true because we all have this pool of knowledge right on our devices. That's so true. I got that. I was having a conversation with someone. He's also a business owner, but he's just growing. And he said, Elisha, you see, I wouldn't like to, make use of AI in my business. I don't trust that thing. Those tools, nah, I don't trust them. So I was trying to persuade him, and but I wasn't really good at persuading folks like that. So I want to ask you a question. So your answer now, I would send it to him. All right. So what do you think would happen to businesses that resist AI? Or should I say, what risk come from ignoring AI adoption?
Oh, there you are. There you are.
Beautiful, my man. Did you get a question or should I repeat it?
Repeat it one more time, please.
Okay. So I said, what risk come from ignoring AI adoption? Or what do you think would happen to businesses that resist AI?
Well, without a doubt, any business or person who doesn't adapt AI is either going to lose their job or they're going to lose their business.
Hmm.
Happened to me. I owned one of the largest advertising agencies in the U.S. In the CBD field, anyways, and so. And then, I didn't adapt to ChatGPT quick enough. And, despite the fact that I had 24 employees, and we were the number one for several years on end, we were getting outbeat by one man, companies with no experience. And it took me, a couple months to realize what was going on, is that they're making better content in less time and outbidding guys like me. And so, again, like everybody has the same opportunity. And if you don't use AI, you're going to get beat.
If you don't use AI, you're gonna get beaten. What a fantastic reply. And I love that. I'm gonna send this right away to that fellow. So finally, my man, what would you like to leave the audience with, like a final thought? And to those folks who like to reach out to you, learn more about the wonderful stuff you're doing, or maybe they need your services or they want to ask you some questions. How can that be possible?
Well, anybody can reach me directly at sam@aiprofessionalsuniversity.com, or take our trainings at aiprofessionalsuniversity.com. We've got a new software coming out. We're training AI on the top viral ads in all of history that I've spent 8 years collecting. And so it's not just AI, but it's the data you feed it. So that's going to be released in 45 days. And there's never going I mean, we're using it ourselves internally right now, and it's amazing. Every ad that we produce it goes viral. And so it's just amazing the things you can do with AI.
I tell you, very, very amazing. When I adopted it also, it took a whole lot of loads off my shoulder, tell you. So that's gonna be the end of the show, Sam. Thank you for coming and thank you for sharing this wonderful stuff with us. You see, you've just opened my eyes to a series of beautiful things, and I truly appreciate you. Thanks, man. Mhm.